In today's video, we look at the best documentaries about America. Looking for a way to explore U.S. history and culture? Look no further than the best documentaries about America. From riveting tales of incredible people and events to captivating explorations of different regions, there is a documentary that can open your eyes to this vast nation. This video will take you through the top must-watch documentaries that bring the diverse people, places, and stories of America alive. If you like our videos, support us with a thumbs up, subscribe to Factual America, activate the little bell, and look forward to the videos we upload for you every week. First up is Harvest of Empire 2012. The documentary Harvest of Empire 2012 offers a stunning examination of the events leading to the arrival of millions of immigrants in the United States. Drawing from archival footage, interviews, and thoughtful analysis, the movie provides an informative overview of U.S. imperial relations impacting Latin America, as well as personal stories from immigrants who have made their homes in America. Through these tales and historical context, Harvest of Empire paints an emotional portrait of people's struggle for belonging and acceptance. Harvest of Empire is especially timely given the current debate around immigration in the United States. The film emphasizes the fact that immigrants to America come here because of circumstances beyond their control, such as poverty and political strife in their homelands. Rather than merely blaming immigrants for our current problems, this documentary encourages viewers to consider the root causes of why people choose to leave their countries and seek refuge in America. In doing so, Harvest of Empire provides an invaluable perspective on a complex issue and details our understanding of how global events impact everyday life. Next up is Ken Burns' The Civil War 2019. One of the best documentaries about the American Civil War is Ken Burns' The Civil War, which first aired in 1990. This 9-part series follows Union and Confederate soldiers from the beginning to the end of the war, giving viewers an in-depth look at this pivotal event in history. Through archival photographs, interviews with both famous and everyday people, and powerful narration by actor-director Morgan Freeman, the documentary offers a comprehensive overview of the war, from its causes to its consequences, in a compelling and accessible way. While there have been several other excellent documentaries about this subject released over the years, few can match the Civil War's scope or depth. The Civil War's importance in American history can't be understated. Its legacy and lessons still resonate today, not only for Americans, but for people around the world. By reminding us of the sacrifices made during this devastating conflict, Ken Burns' documentary serves as a reminder of how and why our society must strive to ensure that justice prevails, even in the face of tremendous adversity. As we reflect on the events of the Civil War, may we remember not only what has been lost, but also what has been gained, the freedom and respect that we all share today. At number 3, we have another Ken Burns documentary, Ken Burns and Lynn Novick's The Vietnam War, 2017. The best documentary about America's role in the Vietnam War is Ken Burns and Lynn Novick's 18-hour PBS series, The Vietnam War. Released in 2017, this comprehensive look at the history of the conflict is a must-see for anyone wishing to gain a deeper understanding of this important period in American history. Through archive footage, interviews with soldiers and politicians on both sides of the war, and compelling narration by actors such as Robert Duvall and Bryan Cranston, the Vietnam War paints a vivid portrait of the brutality and complexity of this conflict. In addition to providing an educational overview of the events that took place during the war, it also serves as an exploration of how politics can shape global conflicts, a lesson that still resonates today. The Vietnam War was not the first conflict to demonstrate how war affects people from both sides. It serves as a heartbreaking example of what can happen when enduring cultural divides and political tension collide, with devastating consequences. In order to prevent similar tragedies in the future, we must be aware of our collective history and strive for understanding and unity between nations, peoples, and cultures. Only by creating lasting peace through compassion and understanding can we ensure that events such as the Vietnam War are never forgotten, but also never repeated. Here we have Some Kind of Heaven, 2020. The acclaimed documentary Some Kind of Heaven takes an intimate look at life inside the Villages, the world's largest retirement community. Through a series of captivating and revealing interviews with seniors, the film provides a glimpse into how individuals adjust and find meaning within such a unique environment. From poignant stories of love and loss to tales of adventure and discovery, the film captures the human spirit in all its complexity. A thought-provoking exploration of life during our golden years, Some Kind of Heaven presents us with both hope and inspiration in times when we need it most. By delving into themes such as loneliness, purpose, and belonging, this documentary reminds us that no matter what age we are, there's always something new to learn about ourselves. Through its candid portrayal of life after retirement, Some Kind of Heaven examines how we find purpose and connection during our golden years. The film follows 4 retirees as they explore their relationships, passions, and limitations in an effort to discover who they are and what brings them joy. As each individual works to come to terms with the different aspects of their lives, the documentary reveals that it is never too late for personal growth or self-discovery. Uplifting yet realistic in its approach, Some Kind of Heaven paints a vivid picture of how seniors can find peace and contentment with their own version of paradise. It is a poignant reminder that there is always something meaningful to strive for, no matter our age. 9/11, One Day in America, 2021, takes us on a journey to one of the most notorious days in American history, 9/11. The documentary tells an emotional story of the tragedy, from the first impact to the response of the emergency services, using never-before-seen footage and testimonials from survivors, emergency responders, and relatives of the victims. The documentary is not only centered on the tragedy itself, but also the aftermath of the event and how it affected the community in New York and the country as a whole. This American documentary television miniseries is directed by Daniel Bogado and is produced by Caroline Marsden, and was made in official collaboration with the 9/11 Memorial and Museum. It consists of 6 episodes, and it premiered on National Geographic. It had its world premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival, June 2021. Uprooted, The Journey of Jazz Dance, 2020, is a documentary that explores the history and evolution of jazz dance in America. Directed by Khadifa Wong, the film traces the roots of this art form from Africa to America and the role it played in shaping the country's music and dance culture. Through interviews with leading jazz directors and choreographers, Uprooted provides a fascinating insight into the techniques, styles, and influences that have made jazz dance an enduring part of American culture. At number 7, we have They're Trying to Kill Us, 2021. A documentary that tackles the issue of food insecurity in America. Directed by John Lewis, the film shows how low-income communities and communities of color often lack access to healthy food and are forced to rely on unhealthy options. The documentary also highlights the role of the food industry and government policies in perpetuating this problem. They're Trying to Kill Us is a wake-up call to the urgent need for food justice in America. Up next is Public Trust, 2020. Public Trust explores America's public lands and the struggle to protect them against exploitation by corporations and the government. The documentary provides an in-depth analysis of the fight for public lands conservation and examines the impact of the current administration's policies on the country's natural resources. The film forces the audience to question how much the government should get involved in preserving the natural resources of the country. Next up is MLK FBI, 2020. This documentary examines the FBI's surveillance of Martin Luther King Jr. in the 1960s. The film uncovers the extent of the FBI's surveillance program and investigates the motives behind the FBI's efforts to destroy the civil rights movement. The documentary sheds light on the dark side of America's institutions and provokes much-needed conversation on the balance between national security and civil liberties. Another must-watch is The Last Hillbilly, 2021. This documentary explores the enduring culture and struggles of the Appalachian region in the U.S. The documentary follows a coal miner struggling to keep his family's traditions and way of life alive as the coal mining industry in the region crumbles. The film portrays a deeply human story of resilience, loss, and hope, highlighting the complexities of this region's history and culture. Lastly, we have The Crime of the Century, 2021. This HBO documentary is a powerful examination of the opioid epidemic in America. It covers how pharmaceutical companies like Purdue Pharma aggressively marketed OxyContin to doctors, leading to widespread addiction and countless deaths. Director Alex Gibney interviews the victims' families, DEA agents, and reporters who have been covering the story for years. This is a must-watch documentary for anyone interested in the dark side of corporate greed and the lasting impact it has on the American people. These documentaries give us a glimpse of America in all its colors, shades, and tones. Each documentary has its own unique story to tell and provides us with a deeper understanding of America's history, culture, and society. These must-watch documentaries are both entertaining and informative, and they will leave you with a lot to think about even after the credits have rolled. So, what are you waiting for? Grab your remote and start watching.